YouTube, new family. What is going on? Daniel back, another video. I need to come on here quickly. Right now it's about 9 p.m. and you can see that. And lower frequency today. Crazy because I woke up good, adequate sleep, enough sleep, 8:30, went to bed. You could say trained, of course, burpees. Today was my rest day, so I did cardio as well, doing 15 minutes minimum of cardio a day. One of the new habits, and 2 hours with God in the morning, another one of my new habits, which I really enjoy. Just no phone, essentially no social media, no messages, nothing like that. And I was able to have a call with my brother as well, my coach, but I call my brother, see him as my best friend. Share me some wisdom as well, which I will be applying. But the frequency afterwards dropped, and I was able to go get some acupuncture done as well, and go to the sunbed. So I just came back from that. Now, if you guys aren't doing sunbed, especially in the winter, it's a must. It's crazy. I didn't do this before. I was falling into the whole thing of, sun gives you cancer, sunbeds give you cancer. What gives you cancer is seed oils and sun lotion. Sun does not give you cancer, nor do the beds give you cancer, especially if you don't put any lotion on. But besides the point, these are things that would usually, add to the frequency. But since it's not there, I need to speak. I've been speaking on my Instagram as always in the stories, but I don't feel it as much as YouTube, like connecting here. It's very different. I was speaking with that with my brother. Instagram is good. You can connect with me there. You guys are able to, message me. You can chat with me there. But speaking on here on YouTube is where I've been able to grow the most, giving my journey, the things that I've sacrificed. You guys can see the things I talk about, like just the story that I gave to the world through here is crazy. I'm also going to be making a Rumble. So if you guys are on Rumble, you can follow me there and subscribe. Just feel like the world needs to see long form, video of me speaking wisdom, because Instagram is just information. It's very short form. It's short form content, but the long form stuff is what I enjoy. I know I'm built to speak. I was chosen to walk this path, but also I have this thing of speaking that I've seen. Even before, when I used to go out, I was lost in lust. I would be in charge of the pre-night speeches, and I always was able to strike something in somebody. Was always able to just set a moment for the night. And that's something that nowadays is, now that I know basically the art of living with frequency and removing all the distractions, all the noise, all the feelings before. Now with, the speaking, it's still there, the gift is still there, but now I'm applying it to good things. I'm applying it to not pumping up the ego, but grabbing and connecting with souls, spirits, those that are in the process of removing the ego or have hit a point where, you're shedding the ego or opening your heart to the message, which is the truth. And everyone needs, their own timeline. You can't rush it. If someone's in a place where you feel like they're lost and don't have Jesus, you can't find them. You can't decide that moment for them. You have to essentially let Jesus run his course, to present himself to them in the way that he knew, was going to happen before they were even born, before the world was even made, before you and I were even, thoughts in our parents' minds, before everything. He had everything planned the day he made the earth. He had everyone's story planned, everyone's gift, everyone's, path, story, curses as well. Everyone's gift is also their curse, the yin and yang of life. You can't have something beautiful without having another side to it. But it's really trusting and having faith that everything, this message, everything that I speak and say will hit the right people. I can try and make videos for virality and views and likes and comments, but that's just, doing things for the world, for the flesh. The ego wants me to do that. The ego, wants to look at the views and no one's subscribing and the subscribers and the comments and who's connecting and all that. But I know if I keep, doing this, being authentic especially when I have days where I'm not, in power and like, boom, like the other 2 days ago, crazy. That was not even me. That was literally the Holy Spirit just took over and just possessed me. And it was like, but, it's releasing and letting go and, not getting a feeling from that. Thing we spoke about as well is, which is key, is, which I'm going to begin to implement. This is why I made the video, is being authentic of where you are. Of course, my coaching and what I do is I get people close to God. I connect with their spirit, and this is a spiritual connection. You have to have faith in me for me to be able to help you. And most importantly, you have to have faith in something other than yourself, because up until now, you've been having faith in your ego, which is the devil, which you don't realize, but it's deciding your thoughts, deciding your path, and it's basically taking you away from your true power, your true story. But when you realize that, you'll have a moment, and essentially you can, choose to walk the other way, the hardest path, and walk with faith and go towards God, or you can follow the world and everyone else and, go back to the ego and live for feelings and what feels good. And essentially your life is just feelings and easy, more feelings and more easy. And, before you know it, you've not really accomplished anything, because the devil's selling you visions and images in your head and attaching feelings to them, and you believe that's, life, chasing that vision and that feeling. But, frequency is what we chase in this lifestyle. We don't really focus on it or chase it, but, we live for frequency. We live for getting into high frequency. That's where everything is attracted, and that's where you actually become a magnet. It's not chasing a feeling in your head, because that is, the devil's basically bait. That's what he's using to get you. You believe it is real, so you chase because of the feeling, but someone else besides you has something else in their head that the devil gave them that's chasing that with a feeling. So it's all fake. It's realizing that everything is frequency and energy, and removing the thinking, because the person that has the biggest plan for you is doing the thinking for you. So you don't have to worry about the how or the when. You simply have to be very good at being you, finding your gift, giving it to the world, and everything else will take its place, take its course, run its course. But, being authentic is number one, but being authentic and also, with your frequency. For me, sometimes I prepare, especially on my stories on Instagram, I try to prepare the energy, especially if I'm low and I don't want to do it, I kind of act in a way to prep myself, but I have to just be more authentic, be more raw. And that is something I want to work on, especially for those, that are here, because no one has perfect frequency. The only perfect person is Jesus. And he, of course, never made a mistake. You could say perfect person, most perfect person to walk the earth. So, we can't compare ourselves to him. We can just simply make the steps and try to live life according to the truth, the word of God, Bible, wisdom. But we cannot try to be something that we're not. If, we're lower frequency, even if we're disconnected, if we're unaligned, we have to speak still, because speaking is a way out, speaking is the way back, and giving that, because authenticity is the highest frequency, and gratitude. Those two things will get you, back to that place where you are with God, because you can't, fake authenticity. You also can't force authenticity, and that's not something that, people can put a show on. You can't force it. You can't make it up. It's something that is you just show and people feel it. When you're authentic, you have emotion maybe, or you show emotion, or you're not really there, but you speak about it. That's authentic. You can't lie. That's honesty. That's the highest frequency, and that's how you get back, as opposed to hiding and trying to be something you're not. Even in this path, it's the small details. Like I said, habits. I added 2 hours with God. The small things that get you, to that place. Because with the habits I preach, I've been doing that for almost 2 years now. Waking up before 5 is not an issue for me. It's not something that I have to be oh, how am I going to wake up before 5? What if I miss? It's not me anymore. It's something that's second nature. I just wake up no matter how it happens. I wake up. I don't miss on the macros, the training as well. The reading, reflecting, those are second nature things. But now it's, adding extra things to help me suffer a bit more with the cardio, the 2 hours. My mind, the devil wants to distract and get lost in social media and get a feeling from, a message I got or notification. And it's the devil. A time in the morning, I wake up before God, so I have to give my attention to him, and removing that is key. And as well, the cardio, 15 minutes extra suffering gets me close as well to God. I get crazy wisdom when I'm, doing that. And the third one as well, there's one more I posted on my story, but I forgot, but it does not matter. And yeah, it's just little things that, remember now what it is. Oh, bedtime, going to bed before 10. That's key as well. But I want to make this video because I'm even better, feeling better now after speaking. But yeah, I'm gonna have days where I'm not 100%, and it's normal. I still am able to help anybody. I believe I'm able to help anybody. I know I'm able to help anybody. I know it's my path. I know where I'm gonna go. I know the things that God is putting in my path. The one that I know now is happening is Italy. I will be moving to Italy. I don't know how. I don't care when, but it's happening. And I will have, a business dedicated to saving souls and helping people, live spiritually, because this path is something I would invest 100% in. I would do it over and over because it's changed my life, and it's helped me go from overthinking, doubting, living for feelings, chasing feelings, living for lust, to now being in peace, living for frequency, understanding what frequency is, giving my gift, killing fears, removing stories, giving faith, getting in power. All these things, have been something that if anybody decides to have faith and do this coaching will change their life 100,000%. And it's a different way to live. It's like 0.01% because 99% of the world is literally going towards, what feels good and feelings and, the thing they have in their head that they believe is real, but it's the devil just, basically baiting them with feelings. What's real is frequency, how you are within, what energy you are. That's what's real, not something in your head that you believe is real because it has a feeling attached to it. That's the devil using you 1000%. I've been there where I had visions of all gonna be in a boat and the song and the women, and never happened because it's a feeling. It's not real. It's frequency is real. But I want to show up here and be authentic, show you guys that this is the path, show you guys that I am going to be the best in this coaching, and I will help save the world because, like I said, I was chosen for this. Every time I read the end times, now I'm reading Revelations in the Bible, and it's the day is coming where you will have to face your judgment. You will either have the deeds that got you closer to God and to eternal, or you will, have to face the deeds that got you close to the devil and burning forever in the sun. And I say burning forever in the sun because that is hell. People believe hell is somewhere, under the earth. But the earth is flat, and the sun and the moon, they revolve like this. But if you look at an image of the sun, you'll see what I'm speaking about. There's souls, there's energy there that you see. It's the sun is hell. So depending on the choices you make and who you live for, if you live for money, if you live for women, if you live for lust, if you live for getting rich, status, you live for the devil. You idolize something that's not God, because everything that you're idolizing was put here by Jesus and God. He invented those things. So, if you're idolizing something, if you're idolizing the creation, not the creator, unfortunately, you're idolizing someone that isn't God. And, you're putting some importance on something that is just a creation and it's not real. So, the things you do for money, that I used to do for money, that many people do for money, is the devil, because it doesn't bring fulfillment. It's simply a tool. It's a consequence of being who you are and giving your gift. And yeah, if you chase money, there's things people do for money that's crazy. I used to be there as well. I had an OnlyFans management business. I was selling basically porn to, we call them simps, but, men that just are lost with the devil, are lost in lust, and they were our biggest customers. And that's, it's literally bringing people to the devil. So, I've been there where I was chasing money and felt like complete shit. And I said, this is no more, I don't want this life. So now I'm here because, that was one of my things, the ways God chose me with my conscience. And there's many different ways as well it happened, but I know I'm chosen because my conscience, the Holy Spirit always guided me to this path. This is where I feel the best. So I know, I get in power. I know that I'm attracting good things. I know I'm going to help people. I know, I'm influencing people. And I know that this is what's going to help save those, especially with the end times that's coming. The world is literally backwards. And if you live this life, you understand more and more how everything is just being lied. It's a big lie. And, it's crazy. But yeah, basically the purpose of the video is to show you that, authenticity is your way to the top of the world. Not hiding and not just showing your perfect moments, but showing who you are in every moment. If you're lower frequency, if you're emotional, if something happened, whatever it is, you have to show the world everything. You can't just hide and show the good things and the food you're eating and the vacation you're on, and when you make money, you show the things you spend your money on. It's every moment has to be shown because it's spiritual. So a lot of kind of throw me off, but yeah, authenticity is the way. It's something I'm going to practice more and more. Of course, you guys see my authenticity on these videos, but doing it more, doing it so you guys know who I am in every moment, and not just the moments where I feel like doing it. I'm also not going to force it, but not like managing the frequency, you could say, or not trying to show something that I'm not. Just wherever I'm at, I show, because like I said, I'm not perfect, but I know the path to getting to high frequency. I know the steps, I know the habits, I know what it takes. But each time that I make the right choice, I get closer to being in that power. And it's about staying in power, because you can get there, but staying there is a hard part. And it's all about making the right choices, and who you surround yourself with, who you listen to, and everything. So this lifestyle I can teach, I can show, I have faith it will change your life. I can change any addiction, any addict that's addicted to anything, lust, women, drugs, alcohol. You get me someone on the street, as long as they're willing to invest in themselves and they have the time and the faith to invest in themselves, then I can change their life. I can change anybody's life, but it's about having faith. I have faith in myself. I believe in myself. I trust myself, because I know God chose me. And each day I write that down in my reflections. But you have to have faith as well in yourself, and also faith in somebody that has walked the path. Like I said, my Instagram, my YouTube, apologies, has everything there. My Instagram, you can connect with me there, but YouTube is where I've grown the most. You can see my growth, where I've come from. You can look years ago, 2 years ago, everything is there. So we keep growing, we keep making the right steps, but most importantly, adding the right habits. So being more authentic, not missing, and just showing faith and giving ourselves to the world authentically. Because like I said, I started this lower frequency. I feel much better now. I can go to bed in peace and know that I did something good and gave frequency, gave wisdom, and gave growth to the world. And those that are watching, that remove the ego and have faith and live through the Spirit, will feel this message. And you can, like I said, connect with me. We can talk more, see where you're at, and everyone can use this coaching. I can help Andrew Tate, I can help Elon Musk, I can help anybody, because it's a spiritual game, this life. If you want to reach your highest self and get to a place where you are in peace, you're in power, you're grateful, you're attracting things, you're in joy, flowing, it's spiritual. It's not, some thing of the flesh, some medication or some, I don't know, injection you take or whatever it is that they're selling. It's not AI. It's not nothing of this world. It's spiritual. It's finding your creator and getting in touch with him and giving your spirit to him, literally. So hope you guys liked the video. I'm going to go to bed now. Like I said, bedtime is now a habit. So, I'm going to enjoy editing this, putting it out, and everything's aligned. I put it out right away. I don't wait and add music and add subtitles. I, keep it as authentic as possible, add it. And that's why I've been doing more of these videos. But something tells me vlogs will be coming back soon. So we'll see when that happens. But like I said, it's about being authentic and giving this, as aligned as possible. So hope you enjoyed. God bless. Much love. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment as well, what you got from the video, any wisdom. But as always, until next time, I have faith in you. I love you, and keep killing it.